you could.
If you're watching this live, just please bear with us for a couple minutes. Live webinar technology, as wonderful as it always has challenges. And we kind of chuckle because we've seen people who have $1 million studios and who invest in, 3 or 4 professional technicians and all sorts of things in the background run live casts, and we've watched them crash in 60 seconds. And so it always amazes me how much can be pulled off by one guy, in this case, John North, with incredible tools that have been built. It's amazing that this can get pulled off at all. And then, of course, we run the challenges of links being sent from one, does someone have the attendee link or the presenter link or all of that fun stuff. So bear with us as we gather the hot seat, the panel. Oh, there's the camera. We just need to turn cameras back on. There she is. Anutsa is here. Woo!
I think I've rounded up as many speakers as I can at the moment. Anybody else comes in on the way through, I guess they'll figure it out. But at the moment, I can't do tech support and talk at the same time. Okay, so the plan today is, number one is to kind of go around the room, introduce yourself, just to like a 2-minute intro, so nothing too long. And probably the other thing I'd get you to do after that is just mention one piece of advice you got from someone maybe when you got started in business that's really important that you felt that you used. For example, for me, I paid this guy, I think it was like, 25. I was going to start this computer consulting business. Decided I was going to go into computer consulting business. Somehow I agreed to this guy to come and give me advice. I think he was a coach. I don't know. I can't remember now. But it was some guy in a suit showed up and talked to me for like an hour and a half. And I said to him, he said to me, how much are you going to charge? And I think at the time I said like $45 an hour or something. This is talking the 1990s, so we're talking a while back now. And he said, I think you should charge 80. And I said, why? He said, well, at least if you charge up, you can always come down. I said, you start at 45, you're always going to be going down. And I said, that's pretty cool advice. So no worries, off he went. About a week later, I got a bill. And it's like $500 bill. And I go, you billed me. He said, you never told me you're going to bill me. He said, well, expect to get billed. Anyway, so I paid the bill, but the reality was, he didn't tell me he was going to charge me. Number 2, he made me take his advice, right? So when I started my business, guess what my price was? It was $80 an hour. And we got to 120.
There you go.
So it was a great piece of advice. It cost me $500 to get it, but it probably made me a lot more money down the track. So I think ladies,
it's a good one. It's a good lesson.
It was a good lesson. It's the one I've always used from day one. Every time I think of a price, I think, could I charge a little bit more? And normally you can. I have a theory. You can charge 10% more and customers will wait one more day. So if you can get them to wait one more day and you can charge 10% more, I think that's the greatest business model I've ever come up with.
That's a great those two little pieces together. Those are huge.
Yeah, because most people think, I've got to fix the problem today. I said, well, could you wait till tomorrow? Will it be okay? It won't end, will it? And they go, no, it won't end. I said, cool. Give me a day to fix the problem. So
it takes a lot of stress off.
Yeah. So I think we'll start with the ladies first. So Nutsa, could you kick us off with a little intro and a little bit of maybe a lesson you learned?
Ooh, really? Okay, so lesson I learned. Okay, no, not at all. It's hot seat central. Yeah. All right, so my name is Anutsa Bellissimo, and I'm the founder of the Stress and Anger Management Institute. What I do is I help individuals and entrepreneurs, and when I say individuals, being employees or entrepreneurs, or really focus on their soft skill development. And what does that mean? Soft skills are 85% of your success when it comes to being in business. So that means everything from being able to read body language and assert yourself in communication. And most people don't understand the level of stress that they carry actually affects whether or not they make sales, how they present to the individuals that they're working with, their colleagues or their customers. So soft skills are everything that encompasses stress management, emotional intelligence, and interpersonal communication skills. Now, to go on to the lesson. I think the greatest lesson that I've learned in business was from one of my mentors. And I came into business, and I still do because it's more of my character and who I am, so to speak. I tend to trust and want to be open with intention. And I never really questioned anyone else's intention because I assume that they're sort of like me. So I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is asking more questions to really understand the other person's intentions and not assume that what they say is actually what they mean, because sometimes we can communicate things in a way that we think others know what we mean, but we have different filters. So when we can ask better questions, ask more questions, it certainly saves us a lot of time in the long run. But in the beginning, I think understanding intention through better questions is the greatest lesson that I learned in business.
Yeah, that was a Tony Robbins thing too,
sense?
I think. Yeah, I think I remember that Tony Robbins. I read Tony Robbins' book, The Giant Within You. I think my sister bought it for me when I was really young, maybe 19, 20. And it said the power of, your income will increase with better questions.
Yes, in fact, that's a perfect example, because I was just going to share this with you. What happened was, and this was at the beginning of my business with the stress, as I was starting the Stress and Anger Management Institute, I designed and I developed a product. And one of my mentors, who I was trained with, I brought this product to them, and he loved it, and it was a hit. And he said, "Okay, let's make a business deal. Let's make it." And I said, "Great, let's do this." And so as we did that, I didn't ask enough questions, and then I realized I thought he came into the business deal with the same intentions that I had. Mm-hmm. And when I realized he didn't have the same intentions, I didn't know how to negotiate that business deal, and I didn't know how to ask better questions. Yeah. So I lost that really big business deal. And that was a huge learning lesson in learning to ask more and better questions.
Yeah, expectations. It's interesting when you ask someone, what their expectations are or what they want. And this works with anything, I reckon. If you're dealing with a client, you say, "What's your expectations?" And they'll say something, and you go, "I never thought that that's what you wanted." Like it's completely different to what you actually thought. Hey, Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool. Turn on your mic, Andy.
It's not?
Oh, it's on now. Cool. I see Victoria's in the house as well. She hasn't got video, but she's got audio, so I don't know whether we can hear Victoria. Speak up, Victoria. Hit the audio button if you can. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Everett, and because he's next on my list on the right hand side, so I can remember who I've done right. My God, that's a big cup, Anissa. I think Everett's got a sort of mug, but that's a cup.
I need lots of, chai tea.
Chai tea. My God, that's a whole tea farm.